All right. Woohoo! Oh, that's no good. That's no good. This is kind of looking better, I think. Let me see. It was running. Okay. I look like a Boy Scout with the hat on, and looks like I won. Looks like I won Eagle Scout Award here. Right? What do they do? They get awards for. They do a lot. Eagle Scout. Make a fire. I don't know. What else? Hot wire a car. No, that's what's. That's the New York chapter. That's the South Bronx chapter. Learn how to hot wire a car. running, running down the street with a TV. No, no, no. That's probably the Harlem branch. Okay, and let me see. Uh, Acting like you're something when you just really have no depth to your voice. Like what's his name? I should call him Bugs Bunny. No, I shouldn't do that because Bugs Bunny is a very intelligent individual. I mean, whoever wrote Bugs Bunny, they were pretty smart actually. I mean, well, all those cartoons, they were all written by adults, and sometimes they're pretty funny. And they be like, some of them is pretty funny, no doubt about it. Like the time that Bugs was fighting against the boxer. You know, I mean that's pretty funny. And at first I was thinking that was George Fetterman, but now after seeing George Fetterman, I mean the guy's got some pretty good opinions. He's about as Republican as a Democrat can get. I think he votes. I don't know how he usually votes, but um, yeah, man. I hope he votes the same as what he says. He sounds like a Republican. So I hope he also. See, my mind is again. Is I keep on losing track of of everything. But anyway, how is it the young people say today? It is what it is. It is what it is. George Futterman, is it? I forget his name. The joy of. I tell people I got 300 brain cells. Three. Now I'm slurring my words again. Three. It's starting to sound more and more like New York City over here. It sounded like an ambulance. Now it sounds like a fire truck. Anyway, uh, where was I? This is a lot of fun. I even forgot to take a shave on purpose. Sometimes I look like Santa Claus over here because I just stay in bed, man. If it wasn't for certain things, I would never leave the house. I had two inspections in the last 2 months, so I left the house, which for me usually means go down to I think it's 11220 Causeway Boulevard, which is which you have a mobile station there that has inside it has a little convenience store, and inside there they have a Dunkin' Donuts. So get that coffee. Yesterday, I think I drank like 6 more cups of coffee, which in reality means two very large cups. So, you know, it is what it is. I got to be careful because that thing will mess up your stomach too. I mean, I can only take so much coffee before it starts getting to my stomach. And if I have to take some, and I have to take certain pills like oxycodone, then that's gonna be even worse because then you have that gives nausea too. And if the coffee is to the point where it's gonna give me nausea too, I'm gonna be throwing up. That's not good. That happened to me the other day. My my back pain was so bad, and my I get cramps all on my left side. So if conditions are right, yeah, I can get back pain. I can get spasms on my whole left side or cramps. When I talk about the whole left side, I'm talking about the torso too, which is really strange. I remember the first time that happened, I was like, "What the heck?" I never had a cramp like on the side of my stomach and torso. But like the kids say today, it is what it is. It is what it is. What else do we got? You people don't want to hear about what happened in the hospital, and what happened here in the house, and then what happened in Brandon Hospital, and what happened the following day, right? No, you don't want to hear about that. You don't. No, I should make that into 4 separate stories. What happened in the hospital? I wish I had a good thing with knowing about special effects because right now the screen would get kind of blurry and my face would go, "Mm," and then we go back in time and go to the hospital, you just like the movies do, But what happened over there? Well, I thought everything was going okay. I thought a good plan was in action. I thought we had a good understanding of what the plans were going to be. I was going to be taking I was going to be taking how do you say? I was going to be taking physical occupational therapy, and they haven't even said anything about physical and therapy. Physical and occupational therapy. You would think that they would have sent it here by now. Nobody's called me up. See, they really don't care. They wish I was gone because you know how much they charge probably for a physical and occupational therapist to come over here for an hour. Think about the mileage from where they are, and then of course the hour or whatever they spend. Just the evaluation alone is kind of lengthy, you know. And they gotta send that supervisor that that person comes out evaluating. They have to send them over here, and then we gotta chain up Milo the killer dog. he looks like a he looks like a miniature what was it, what Doberman. I guess if I got his ears cut, he probably look like a little Doberman or something. Not really, but he thinks so. He thinks he's a ferocious Doberman, or a Rottweiler, you know. But we all know that most he's gonna do is bite your ankle or maybe scratch your leg if you don't have your pants on right. So I hate to be a woman coming in here with some expensive nylons or something like that. But I'm gonna have to see if I can get like a Dremel, one of those uh, one of those Dremel tools, and go at it on this with some sandpaper, different grit, and we'll get those things nice and sound down different grit paper until we get it. I have two of those little things running around there, which is the same ones that these people use over in the nail salons, because I was studying to be that. What, you were studying to be a nail tech? Yes, I was. What was that talking about? I forgot. Oh yeah, a hospital. Okay, so I thought everything was going okay. I thought we had a good plan in place. We were gonna, I thought we were gonna find out what the heck is going on with my memory. What the heck is going on with 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 my loss of vocabulary, like me swearing my words now, um, losing train of my thoughts, the continuity, or I'm trying to use my vocabulary words, man. I don't want to be like kids nowadays. To I Yeah, you. I'm calling cap on you. What else? Don't breadcrumb me. What the heck? It's, I don't know why you're gonna try to at least learn how the language is supposed to work. Then you could kid around and play around. But with cap, what does cap have to do with lie? I'm calling cap on you. I'm calling that as a cap. How did lie become cap? Somebody please tell me that in the comments. Maybe I'm gonna have to go to the Urban Dictionary and see what it says there. Go to the Urban Dictionary and see what it says about cap. I wonder if they have like the origin of the slang words. Hmm. Urban Dictionary. Well, I haven't done this in a long time. Urban Dictionary. This is what? POIU. Urban. Urban Dictionary. All right. Woohoo. Urban Dictionary. Um, cap cap origin. Okay. Wow. Cap origin. Cap meaning to lie or brag. Originated in African American. I'm gonna have to get my glasses over here. Cap meaning to lie, but at least this thing here has a touch screen. So if I can't really get it with this little pad thing, I can get the screen. And for me, that's a no brainer. I have to have that. I have to have it. Cap meaning to lie or brag. Originated in African American vernacular English. AAVE. African American vernacular English. Now, what's the definition of the word vernacular? In early 20th century black culture. Holy swear, I never heard that before. I just barely heard it, not long ago. With roots in capping. Capping, like shooting somebody? Exaggerating, insulting. I never heard that. Capping. I always thought capping was like shooting somebody. You gonna blow capping you? During games like the Dozens. It was popularized in 1980 and 90s Southern Houston, Atlanta, before becoming modern Gen Z internet slang, often used as no cap, no lie, for real. I don't know. That make I don't know, man. That's like oh, man. Houston, Atlanta. No wonder those places are so bad. To cap meant to brag, exaggerate, or top someone else's story. Okay, but one thing is to exaggerate or brag, but there's still no clear definition here. AAVE, which is African American Vernacular English. Woohoo! That's it. My day is going good. My day is going good. Capping. Other influence. The term high capping was used by groups like UGK and Ghetto Boys in the 80s. Holy shit. High capping. I mean, you get high and then you lie. It was used by groups like UGK and Ghetto Boys for lying or portraying a false, excessive lifestyle. So kind of like Floyd Mayweather, but he had it for real. He lost it, but he had it for real. I don't even know if he lost it really, man. I mean, I know he lost his plane. I know he sold his plane. That's everybody says that. I don't know how much it was worth, but that's that'd be a shame if he lost his money. But then of course Mike Tyson lost a lot of money. Lost all his money. As a matter of fact, I mean, at one time, right, $400 million he made. I don't know about Holyfield. I don't know if Holyfield, even though Mike Tyson made some money with the exhibition boxing, where he lost. I don't think that guy Jake Paul is going to be getting in the ring with any more real fighters. Anthony Joshua almost killed him, man. Messed up his jaw. Oh man, he needs to have a bigger beard, man. This way he could have hit it. That is messed up, man. And to think Anthony Joshua got knocked down by Anthony Ruiz. He hit him in the temple. Anthony Ruiz hit him in the temple. Why didn't Jake Paul fight Andy Ruiz, man? Nah, he throws down. He throws down. He got fast hands. He's not afraid to use them. Uh, he's not afraid to use them. Oh wait. Okay, going back to the enough of this cap stuff. No cap versus cap. Yeah, no cap, and capping, which is three different things. Wow, that's crazy. So anyway, what happened in the hospital? This Dr. House comes in. She is, I think, a social worker. I think a social worker. I might have the recording. I have to search through all my recordings, video recordings, all that good stuff. So anyway, she comes by my room and she tells me, "Oh, we've determined that we want you to leave and go to a rehab place." And I was like, "What's going on, man? You gonna send me over there without even knowing what the heck is doing this to my mind?" The other day, I was talking so slow to nurse. It was the nurse or an associate of Dr. Goodman, who is Dr. Goodman is the I think her name is Goodman or Goldman or Goodman, one of the two. I've been having her like for 30 years. I can't even remember her name. Is my primary care doctor over there on 46th Street at the Veterans Annex near the near the near the VA eye clinic. I can't even talk anymore. So anyway, I said, why don't we find out? Let's get to the bottom of this, man. I never even saw a neurologist. Never saw a neurologist. Never, never. Okay. I had a supervisor of doctors making the round, and he spoke to me. He said that I was dehydrated, dehydrated. But they only put one bag of IV in me. That's it. They put one bag. You would think that if I was dehydrated, maybe they might put more than one bag in there. I don't know. I don't know. I kept on feeling worse and worse every single day. And the other day, I was even people talking to me on the phone were like, what's going on, Victor? Can't stay on topic. You're forgetting people's names. I can't remember. I can't remember not one of those. I put all my songs on Facebook. I can't even remember any of the names. Not one. Let me see if I can copy. Now that I think of this, let me see if I can move some things over from the. Let's see here. Moving some things from the telephone over to hard drive, so that this way I can make some room in here. And I'm gonna be having my other phone. I'm gonna have two cell phones, so I can become an international drug dealer. No, actually, I'm gonna see if I could open up a business now that I have some AI skills and website skills. I'm gonna see if I can get a business going of doing websites, uh, tutoring AI, and making videos um, for businesses, making videos also to put on the internet to see if I can make some money putting views. Right now, I got like 20 or 30 of them, of videos, making like a small movie. The movie will be uh, me having a heart attack and dying, get an out of body experience. I do kind of like a flyby over hell, and then to show the scale of what the new heaven is going to be like, right? It's called a giant cube, right? It's 1,500 miles, which is like from Tampa to Denver, Colorado. It's that big. This is the cube shaped uh, heaven that we're going to be in. And if I go north, it'll be like from Tampa, Florida, going way past the border of Canada. I stay like my brain stays like in a fog. I haven't been able to sleep, consistently. Why? I got to do another sleep study. Last time I did it, it was like 11%. Maybe get melatonin. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't have to use my oxycodone, but that would help out in two ways. That would help out with my muscle spasms and cramps, and also it would kind of put me in the mood to sleep, put me close to it. But I don't like it because it gives me nausea and it gives me and well, the nausea plus constipation. So that's no good. Um, but this is where I'm at now. I cannot stay on topic. The only reason why I know is because I made a list of what I was going to talk about. So I have to constantly look at the list. If not, I just keep on rambling and rambling and rambling and talking about everything but the topic. That's it. So now my mind is like a woman's mind. I'm sure the women are going to say, oh, what a sexist this guy is. Talking bad about women. Well, I guess the other day when the police came by and they came in here and I was naked and laying down on my bed, I guess it's a good thing it wasn't no DEI. Even though who knows, those guys. I mean, the way that guy came, the way that cop came in here and put me in handcuffs right away. I don't know, man. That's kind of freaky, handcuffing a naked guy. Like if I'm a threat to anybody, the only people I could catch is maybe people who qualify to be like actors in the Walking Dead. Maybe I could catch them. You know, freaking Hillsborough cops, Hillsborough County cops. Avoid Hillsborough County. Avoid it. I mean, first of all, when the scandemic came, this jerk. Uh, there's no other name for it. He's a jerk. Uh, Chad Chronister. As a matter of fact, he's so bad during the election, I used to put down ABC, anybody but Chronister. You know, that's how much of a jerk I think he is. And I wish he would just pop his head in here unannounced. Next guy who pops his head in here unannounced, that it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same. Believe me. Believe me, it's not gonna be the same. I'm gonna throw something at him. 'Cause I don't know who's coming in through that door. I've already been beaten up in my own house. I've been beaten up badly. 3 months in a back brace. Nah, man. I don't know who's coming in through that door. The other day I said, what the heck is going on here, man? And I was awake at least. At least I was awake. You know? It was terrible the other day. I mean, I don't know how much time I spent outside because something was wrong with the Uber. Something was wrong with the Uber app when I was leaving the hospital, and I was escorted by four policemen, even more outside, even more. See, I forgot to even mention what was going on. So anyway, I was out there. Here goes my thing here. Does this have my social security badge? No, but it has my name. So anyway, um, it's very frustrating, man. I can't stay on topic. I'm getting angry. I'm getting angrier and angrier. And when I'm hungry, I'm hangry. You ever been hangry? I don't know how I'm not losing weight. Well, I haven't checked my weight for some time. If I had a spreadsheet here, I could maybe yeah, they have the sheets. See how I forget everything? Google Sheets. Google Sheets. Google Sheets. Google. First time I heard that, I said, "What the heck is Google? What is this? Build and edit sheets from a prompt. From a prompt. So they're using AI to build spreadsheets. That's nothing. They showed me in the Google Pro. What the heck is this here? Type to reference source. Try out build. Turn prompts into robust spreadsheets. Google Sheets. Make me a spreadsheet to. Actually, let me see something. Gemini. What do we do that? Build. Try out build. Okay. Create images now. What is this? Create and edit sheets. Create a table to organize meetings now. Create a table to manage a call center. Well, that might have been okay back in the day when I was a supervisor in a call center. What can Google? Okay, ask Gemini. Let me ask Gemini here. I'm supposed to have Google Pro 2.5 at least. Gemini in workspace can make mistakes. Oh, really? Why don't you call it what it really is? They call it hallucinating. Ask Gemini. Let me see. We're taking a detour because if you're listening to me, we're gonna take we're gonna take like 5 hours just to talk what happened in 15 minutes because you gotta laugh because if not you cry, man. You would cry, man. If, I would cry, you know. But as the kids say nowadays, it is what it is. Make make a table, which is the same as a spreadsheet. Right? So just a table. Make a table. Um, for let me see. No, not learn how to learn how to type, Victor. I can't use my arm for typing. I gotta do everything with one hand. And make a table for analyzing for analyze QWERTY. Analyzing analyzing analyze for analyzing analyzing uh, weight gains, weight weight T for weight differences. Weight differences during the weeks. Weight differences. Differences, which is the N. I always mess up with where's the N. And C and E. Weight differences. Make a table for analyzing weight differences over the weeks. Over the following over the following weeks. Okay, let's see if this thing works here. Generate complex custom spreadsheets. Let's see if it works here. Make a table for analyzing weight differences over the following weeks. Sounds like a good prompt. Maybe I might not get rid of this. Collecting info. Let's see if Gemini works here. Initiating table creation. Clarifying the scope and assumptions. Refining. Initiating table creation. I'm starting by understanding the user's request. I see the goal is to build. I'm now refining the. I decided to simplify the approach. I'm now putting the finishes touches. I'm now making final adjustments. I'm determining the next step, breaking them down. I'm now focusing on the table. Freaking AI. I'm not focusing on the visual. I'm not implementing the theme and formatting. I've set a specific fonts. Populate content and formulas. Apply theme and formatting. Okay, what make a table for analyze. Okay. So where's the table at? Where's this supposed to be? Populate content and formulas. Apply theme and formatting. Okay, let's approve this and see what happens. I probably could have done this faster, just doing it on my own. Assessing the approval, executing the plan. I've got to go ahead. Now I'm retrieving the approved plan for the weight tracking for 12 weeks. You can switch to tables, but don't close this one. Feel free to check back in a few minutes. Get the heck out of here. I could have done this thing already, man. What are you talking about? A few minutes. Let me open up another tab here. I probably do it. Probably I could probably do it easier. Google Sheets. Yeah, here we go. Google Sheets. Sign in. Okay, untitled spreadsheet. Just make it like I gotta make it a little bit bigger because these things they don't really make them too big, but they should. No, that's not working. This is it. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Then over here I could put a number. I think it was 100. And look at how small it comes up. Okay. Uh, increasing the format, maybe. Format the text. Oh, whatever. Let me just do this here. This whole thing. We want to format the text into bold. We want to format the text the font size. We want to make it like kind of bigger. Maybe let's try 16, 18. Yes, 18 is getting big. 18. Okay, we want to format the font size a little bit bigger. Do 24 maybe? And that's even better. Okay, now 100 kilograms will be times 2.2, 2.2, because I'm going to change kilograms to pounds. So that means that 100 kilograms is going to be 220 pounds. Let's see here. Equals A1 times. Wait, didn't I put down that I wanted every single thing kind of big? Didn't I put down that I want everything at 24? The font size at 24. Yeah, how come this formula is coming so small? Okay, let me see here. Oh, I wish these people would tell me what the heck is going on with my mind. They don't really care. VA doesn't care. They wish I would lose my mind. Instead, I forget all the garbage that they do to me and keep on going there. And I bet Hillsborough County cops probably the same thing. Probably feel the same way. Just coming in here, they don't even. They could have called me up. I've been called up by police before. Look right now. I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe 2 years ago or whatever. I went to Tampa General Clinic, Tampa General Hospital Clinic. I could find out exactly when it was because I think it was a little bit after the Crawford Errol Spence fight, because I felt really really weak and I was in really really bad spasms and cramps, and I didn't have any pain pills, nothing to relax my constant spasms and cramps. I don't even sleep. I didn't I didn't even sleep at one time. I used to just stay up for wee hours of the morning and just sleep. I hated going to sleep. Absolutely hated it. Then I'd wake up and I'd be like in a brain frog the whole day. Did I say a brain frog? A brain fog. So anyway, um, let me look at my. Okay, let's talk about what happened in the hospital. So this lady, Doctor House, comes over there and she tells me, "We've decided to let you go. We decided we're gonna put you in a rehab place or whatever, and you can get physical therapy there, and you can get uh, occupational therapy there. And so I tell you, people are gonna just let me go like that without even finding out what's going on with my mind. Why I'm not sleeping? Right there, they could have done sleep studies. They could have played around with melatonin, give me more melatonin. Let's max out on that one, and then you could have gone to another drug until we could have found out what the story is. It's not like if my body can tolerate too much physical exercise, and then it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Find out what's going on with my memory. Let's see the extent. It would be easy to do because I was there 4 years ago, and I used to work with a whole bunch of people there. And out of all the people that I work with, I think maybe only three people I remember their names, and that was Dr. David Kroger. Dr. David Kroger he was my physical therapist. My occupational therapist was Lauren Lauren Chavez. Lauren Chavez, I think is her name. I'm not sure. And then the other one I remember for the wrong reason is supposedly a guy who really exaggerated his importance in the whole role. He was the driving therapist. They had like a little thing there where you drive around. Wait, I see, you're supposed to be making like you're driving around. It has nothing to do with driving. And then they finally take you outside supposedly, and he's supposed to give me an address that hopefully I've never been to before. Just kind of weird because I drove cab here, so I mean, if there's many streets that I haven't been to. I'm not saying that I've been to every street, but certainly if I have a map, I could certainly find any place. Now, without a map, might be a little bit difficult, but I think I could even get there. I might have to ask somebody. I don't know, but that's kind of stupid anyway. I mean, I remember him for all the bad reasons because he said, and I quote him, he said, "I cannot drive a car unless if he approves it." Those were his words. That's what he's. So I spent hundreds of dollars going places with Uber and Lyft to different appointments until finally I found an insurance company who was kind of good as far as picking me up and taking me places. Because some of these companies that they never even pick me up. They never pick me up, and I really hate. As a matter of fact, even now, even a big company like United Healthcare, I have no assurance that they're gonna go pick me up. Maybe I might get picked up if they use Uber and Lyft because there's always Uber and Lyft cars here, always. But even then, sometimes they forget. Sometimes they try to use these cheaper insurance companies, and I absolutely hate that. Or maybe they send a car that I can't get into. I can't get into those trucks. I can't get all the way up there. If I could get into trucks, I'd be driving a 18 wheeler. I got a CDLA, but I digress. Let's go and let's check out. Let me check out the. Let me check out what they. This thing actually. This thing actually work. It look like it's just a little bit small. just a little bit small. And I need to put a little bit more. Uh-huh. You know, making this with the prompts might not be bad. Well, let me see here. Where's the rest of this thing here? Did they make other tables? Weekly change, okay. Total change and notes. You know, that's pretty good. Let me show you what my prompt created there. Weight tracking analysis. You got the week, the date, the weight, weekly change, total change, and notes. And then if you go down, you get weeks. Week 1, week 2, like that. See? That's pretty good, right? I wonder how it looks like at the end of the. Where does it do like a total? Okay, it goes down to 12. That's one thing that's messed up. They don't have no rolling titles. So I go up and I think it's freeze if I'm not mistaken. Under that, freeze. No, how do we do this? Freeze. Let me see if it's here. Insert. Format. Data. Freeze. Generate a table. Extensions. Get help. Ask Gemini for help. Freeze. What is those things there? Freeze the titles of the columns. Ask Gemini for help. Hey there, Mr. Gemini. Teach me how to. No, don't teach me nothing. Generate. What is it? Teach me how to freeze. Freeze column titles. Column. Column. I can't even spell anymore. Column. Column. Title. RT. Title. Something I used to do. This stuff I used to do it so quickly. And yet these people don't even want to help me find out what the heck is going on. They just want to get rid of me, put me on the side. Ain't got no spell check in this mode. Let's see what happens if I just hit enter. Teach me how to freeze column title. So that when I scroll down, I'm focusing on the what? How to freeze. Select the row. Click on number 3 on the far side. Select the entire row where your titles, week, day, etc. are located. Open the view menu. I used to know all this stuff, man. This is very frustrating. Very, very messed up. Okay. We got this number 3. And then view. Freeze one row. So let's see what happens here. Now as I scroll down, I don't see it. No, it's, it's, it's freezing only the first one. So weight tracking analysis is seen on every single row. Stupid. What did I do wrong? Get the local. It's terrible to be. It's terrible to be. I thought I had it. Oh, let me come over here. No, unfreeze one. View. Freeze. Let me see. No rows, man. No rows. Let's see what happens. Okay, and then three. Let's hit view. Freeze. One row. Oh, I think. Oh, I guess you got to do whatever's on the top. So I'm gonna have to do view. Freeze up to two rows. Two rows. That's not good. I wanna let me just eliminate these rows. That's what I could do. I could eliminate these rows, the weight tracking, and I don't need the big title. Let me see if I could do that. How do you delete the row? I'll play with this later on. It's just terrible, man. We've been going like for an hour, and I haven't even told you the whole story of what happened over there. Okay, so they were wanting to let me go. They said that they decided that they're gonna let me go, which is without even knowing what's going on with my mind. I told them we could have tried a little bit of. I said I feel a lot better because I've been drinking coffee, so maybe I have some concentration issues, being able to focus issues. I lost a lot of my memory. They said, "Well, we decided that you can. We're gonna send you to this place." So I said, "Okay, let me just get my stuff together." I wasn't walking all that great, so there was a guy. I pressed the button. He came, and I said, "Just watch me, just in case I fall down. This way, at least you can get some help over here." I said, "Because I'm leaving." And the guy said, "You're leaving?" I said, "Yeah, I'm leaving." And I don't remember his name. I guess I could look it up in my book because everybody's name, they would come in there and I'd have to ask their name like three or four times. And then finally I started writing everything down. And I'm not doing that too bad because I already had 2 cups of coffee and I have two cups again of coffee to put my mind a little bit more alert. I'm just glad mom isn't around to see this. Maybe I would have forgot about her. He probably would have put her in the grave to see. guy who got a medal, high honors in college. Be reduced to a crime. Person who can't even express their thoughts properly and needs coffee just to be able to function. Got to drink 6 cups of coffee, two now, two before, two now, maybe two later. Well, not too late because then I'll just stay up. And it's not a small cup either. I'll show it to you later on how big it is. It's bigger than my hand. It's bigger than those large coffees in Dunkin' Donuts, that's for sure. As a matter of fact, I'll probably be going over there because I got a new phone. I got a Verizon phone. Can't believe how much these people are charging for a freaking Verizon phone. Just for a Verizon phone. This is crazy, man. We're talking about $92 just for a monthly on it. I remember when freaking cell phones were like so cheap, man. But I need something that has good signal everywhere. Because I don't know where I'm going. I know I ain't staying here. I'm not staying here. I mean, this is totally. I don't know what word it is to say when something is impossible. First of all, I can't be going up and down them stairs like I used to. I almost fell down going up the stairs the day they let me out of the hospital, which was what, 2 days ago? One day ago. I don't even remember. I don't even remember when they let me out of the hospital. When I walked out, AMA is it against medical advice? They love that. They love just doing that. It's like, wow, we finally got Victor out of our hair. I hope he freaking dies. Or maybe get hit by a car or something. Maybe he loses his mind completely. So that this way, and I hate this anger, man. I just hate it. I just hate it. I'm just angry. I'm getting angrier and angrier. You know, that line right here in the middle of my forehead is getting more and more pronounced, man. I wish it wasn't there, man. But that thing is getting more and more pronounced, man. Because I'm getting angrier and angrier. So when this lady house told me that, man, that they were letting me go, there was no. I said, dang, these people over here, they really don't care about anybody. If they really did care, they would have said, Victor, we're gonna we're gonna help you out. We're gonna have you. Gonna take you to a memory clinic, take you to a Disney clinic. We're going to, and then we're gonna transition you out to another, maybe a rehab place or whatever, or a nursing home, and we're gonna be transporting you to this group and that group, and we're gonna help you with with these with these 5 stages of grief because it's almost like you're losing somebody and you got to deal with the grief. I don't even remember the 5 stages of grief, and I wrote a song about it. I think compromising was one of them. I don't know. Yeah, man. And I know I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong when I think about God and His throne, not just touching me with healing. I know He has all the power. I know He's omniscient. He has all the knowledge, and He's everywhere. I know that. God is not like the rich guy in the story of the rich man and Lazarus, where Lazarus would have loved to just get the crumbs that fell off the table of the rich man. I know God has a plan. I just can't see it. So why are you getting a cell phone? Why are you getting a new cell phone, Victor, with another number? Well, I just feel God wants me to do some telemarketing. You're gonna do telemarketing. You can't even remember things. But if I could read a script, if I could call up businesses and people who might want a website, I can do that pretty well. I can still do that. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do it. I can't even freeze the titles on a what spreadsheet. This is in an Excel spreadsheet, but it's still a spreadsheet, right? So I don't know. I don't do this video so you could pity me. I do this video because I'm hoping maybe somebody will comment and say, "Hey, Victor, this is what's going on with you. This is what's going on with you." I know a lot of people who are in mental health. I'm still going to be talking with people who are in mental health. I tell people that I only got 300 brain cells left. 300. And it's sort of like that movie, The 300, with the 300 Spartans, and something as a Xerxes coming around. And it didn't end up well for the 300. And I know God has all the power. And you got these people, oh, Victor, your healing is already there. Kind of reminds me of when Biden was president and people were asking about money for this and money for that. And Peppermint Patty, she would say, uh, it's already paid for. It was the stupidest thing I ever heard of in my life. What did they do? Print money for it? Messed up the messed up the supply. Just print money. So we have inflation. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And I don't think there's anything wrong in telling the truth. God is not afraid of the truth. I know that this is like nothing here. I know that if I could look at things in the spiritual realm, if I was able to just pull back the curtain, I'd bet I'd see at least two guardian angels here, right? Because the Bible says that we have guardian angels, plural, and probably around them, just looking to just looking for me to give them an opening, just for me to give them an opening around here. There'd probably be demons and fallen angels too, probably different ranks. They probably send maybe the low rank for the people who give up to temptation right away, and the people who are fighting, maybe they'll get the corporals. If you keep on fighting, they'll send you a sergeant demon. Maybe he has a hold of some demonettes that they have total control over to tempt you or whatever, or you'll see the wrong thing on TV. Hmm? Maybe that one time, you know, you forgot that you should have checked out that movie on the internet and see exactly what kind of sexual content it has, because you know that you're weak and you haven't been going to church like you should. Today it would have been nice to go to the 10 o'clock service. I don't know what day today is. I think it's Saturday, right? I don't know. What is it? Oh, it's only Friday. It's only Friday, so I still got time to get to the Saturday service. 10 o'clock and I rise. This is how I live this life now. I don't know what day I'm living in. All this music, I won this one because I had written some songs that they liked. It's not, they don't have all the colors because it's about gay pride. I should have I should have made it another color. I should have made it all like red, white, and blue or something. This way, say it's a Puerto Rican thing. Oh man, and I'm getting the streaks again with when I look at a blank line. Like if I put like a new a new page, like a whole white page. Like let's say if I go and just have a blank page like this. You see a blank page. I see a white page with blotches and light green streaks in there. That's what I see. So why didn't they send me to the? Why didn't they tell me to the eye specialist? They couldn't send me to the eye specialist. They couldn't have said, Victor, we're going to send you to the eye specialist this morning on an emergency basis, so you be seen by the specialist right away. Maybe there's something wrong with your eye. Maybe the cataract needs to be operated on. Maybe the macular degeneration has gotten bad. I know your diabetes has gotten better because I'm only at 8.4, but they don't really help. They don't really help with that in the VA hospital. It's like a death thing. They would just want to kill you. I don't know why. I don't know why. You would think that if they keep people alive longer, it would be better for them in the long run. But no. You know what they do? Instead of allowing me to use the medication that I'm using here in the house, like I take like point 0.5 of I take like half a tab of glipizide. I think it's like 5 milligrams, 4 times a day, 3 meals and a snack. I take it before each meal, and then I take one Jardiance or Genovia. I don't know. I have JAR on the top of the thing, so I guess it's Jardiance. Like, I don't know. I don't remember. Am I making all this stuff? Can anybody make all this stuff up? I've been talking now for 1 hour and 15 minutes. I still haven't even finished what happened with the hospital. Am I just looking for attention? That I lost memory of all my songs after all this time that I spent on them. I can't even remember the titles. One song that I could sing and not even all the way through. I've been getting Baker acted. I've been getting arrested. I, Hillsborough County Police put in handcuffs, humiliated. It's just making me angrier and angrier. And then people wonder why police get get hated upon, because the guy who used to be a bully in high school, now he's deputy. The guy who used to be a bully in high school is now officer. Or that weird girl everybody made fun of in school. Now she's the chief of some fire department. You know what I mean when I say weird. Or she's the one who's gonna pull you over. Now, mind you, she can't fight. I could probably beat her up, and I got my whole left side. I could, I could probably beat her up with half my half man over here. Remember when I used to call myself half man? Yeah. Why? Because I'm only half of my body is working. Of course, that doesn't make you women. You don't care. You just go straight to the question. You just go straight to the question, and then you say you're Christian. Then you say you're Christian. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, the Bible says, "Depart from me, I never knew you." Funniest thing was when I was working the taxi, Uber and Lyft, and I'd be picking up people who were preachers, kissing and hugging on one guy, and who knows what they were doing before that, before the transportation came, and then dropping them off at their house, and their husband over there saying, "No, we can't keep on like this. We can't keep on this. Can't keep on." And I'm gonna be like, "What the heck is going on? What the? Come on now, eternal, eternal. We are eternal people. Maybe it's gonna be spelled wrong. Maybe I think you're seeing it on the other side. I don't know. We are eternal. We need to think of eternity. This is nothing here. This is absolutely nothing here. Nada. Like that song by Mita Silva. Nada. Yo no quiero que me toque. Yo no- Nada. Solamente nada. It's absolutely nothing. Why do you think I'm making this movie, this AI movie? And that's the first thing I want to put on my website. It's the first thing I want to put on there. Put on the website. You want to see the movie? Pay $5 a month. You can see the movie. If you want to check out my family tree, making a humongous family tree. Actually, it's got to be two trees, right? Because my father's side and my mother's side. My mother had 11 brothers and sisters. One died in a fire, Carmen, which is why there's so many of my. Uh, I think I have. I don't have any ancestors named Carmen, but I got plenty of cousins now. Plenty of cousins called Carmen. Plenty of them named after my grandmother Maria. So, and Daniel, my grandfather, my maternal grandfather. So that'll be one tree. And then on the other tree, my father, my grandfather, whose name is Victor too. I'm the third. My son is the fourth. If I get remarried again, I'm 68 now, maybe. There still might be, maybe if I could get it, if I could make a good business, I would have, it's hard for me to move. I'm like a beached whale. I'm like a beached whale. Very hard for me to move. But move I have to. The therapist says, move it or lose it. Use it or lose it. Maybe I gotta do like that Madagascar movie or something. I got to move it, move it. We got to move it, move it. You got to move it. Got to move it, move it. We got. You don't want to see me dance. Back in the day, you would have wanted to see me dance. I used to love to go to all these clubs. I had a club for every single day, and every single night I had one favorite club that I'd go to, and it was rocking on that night of the week. Now I'm looking to a different rock of ages. Rock of ages, cleft for me. I don't even know what that means. The only song that I could almost sing all the way through. Can I come back to you? Things didn't work out like I thought. But I hear you give second chances. And with your blood, my liberty you bought. And God says, come back to me. Come back. I was hoping you'd return to me. World offers hollow things, but I offer a place in the sky. So come back. It'll be like you never left me. Don't think about the lost time or missed opportunity. Ooh. Why did I leave? Why did I leave? The breakthrough was so close. Now I feel so dirty, so dirty. Feels like it's wasted all I do. Come back to me. I was hoping that you'd come back. I can't even remember these words anymore. I don't know how much time, how much money I spent on this. trying to distribute it, trying to get it out there. It could offer me, I don't know, whatever, man. But I know there's a God in heaven, and I know He has a plan. Maybe I was prideful. Maybe like Nebuchadnezzar, he lost his mind for 7 years. 7 years he ate grass. He was like an animal. They put a bronze chain or whatever, fetter, whatever they call it. I don't know. And I was thinking, why bronze? And it's because it could take the weather outside. It's not gonna rust. What happened in the hospital? It's only been an hour, 30 minutes. So when they told me that, I had somebody there watching me just in case I fall down. And I just packed up everything and started going. Melissa, the nurse, was probably the best nurse of all of them there. She said, "Let me take that IV out of y'all." And I said, "No, I've been kicked out of here, so don't touch me. I'm no longer your responsibility." They kept me from going down the elevator, which very possibly could be interpreted as kidnapping, if I'm not mistaken. Keeping me in a confined place, delaying delaying me in a in an elevator. But that decision needs to be made by a lawyer. They're not gonna be able to get out of it because I have the video. They can't say, "Oh, no, that didn't happen." And that place has cameras all around. I'm sure they got cameras at where the elevators are at. I really doubt that they don't have cameras there. And I told them, I said, "I know the law. You cannot detain me. Not for this. Most that you could do is tell the people at Hillsborough County Sheriff Office to go check on Victor. Why? Because they got nothing better to do than to go after a veteran who doesn't want to get stuck twice. I already got my arm messed up because look at what the ambulance driver from Hillsborough County Fire Rescue did to my arm. I don't do good with buttons, and it's a good thing this has none. I don't even have strength to get out of this almost. Things are so bad. I have to have this here. This is one of those medical alert things. I fall and I can't get up. Gotta have my key around my neck because if not, I forget about it. This is for the gym, little fob for the gym, which I don't go to. It's a little pajama that they gave me over at the VA. Look at that. You could even see it from far away. Huh? You can see how they mutilated my arm. Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, trying to put an IV in my arm while we're going over speed bumps. That makes absolutely no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. Okay, you're gonna you're gonna wait. They just waited outside Just waited outside, and then uh, they finally took my blood pressure. It was only 170. It wasn't all that. 170 is not that much. 170 is high, but it's not like you're getting a heart attack or you're getting something else. I've had much higher. I'm sure everybody else has had higher. That could probably be like something like I don't know, playing a game. Probably get up to 170, maybe more. Of course, athletes are probably going to have a low pulse. So you see my reluctance in getting stuck again. So I take the Uber to. So I finally get outside. They finally let me descend in the elevator. They pass by like three or four cops and they tell them what's going on. And the policeman decides he's going to get in front of the wheelchair that I was pushing with my personal belongings. Bad mistake. I run him over if I have to. And even if it was my friend, I think his name is Isaac Cruz, and who goes over here to Arise Church. Those are federal police there. The most they could do is just get in touch with the sheriff deputy and tell him, "Hey, we're gonna have to check Victor out." Now they say that they don't. No, well, let me leave it in chronological order, right? So anyway, I call Uber and I tell them what I'm gonna go to right there in Advent Hospital, not the Advent Hospital over here where the crazy where the crazy guy was over here who uh, who wanted me to walk out of Advent. They must have like 25 rooms over there in that emergency room. And here I was with a double stroke. I had a gout and an ingrown toenail. And this guy's over here saying, "Oh, the exit, you just go straight down and to the left." I said, "Oh, that's nice." He never even told me that I had a hernia. I had a hernia named my belly button, which is the reason why I went over there. They never told me that. They never told me. So just because the hospital is new over there at Advent Riverview, it doesn't mean that their attitude is new. Oh, they'll leave you there to 3 days because that's where they could do all the expensive all the expensive stuff, the MRIs, the CAT scans, all the big name stuff. But after 3 days, it kind of like runs out, you know. So they'll let you go, just like me. I was there from Monday, and what was it, Thursday that I was going, or what? Oh, Thursday or Wednesday? I don't even know what day it was. The 3 day rule. Somebody told me about that. They said, "Oh, they'll let you go in 3 days." How they gonna? I said, "How is this gonna be resolved in 3 days?" They said, "Oh, because these hospitals, they're just looking for that insurance money. They don't care about you." And a VA place, they just wish you were dead because they spend money. They're not making money, and I'm making sure I ain't making money. They got a big facility over there, many rooms that they just put in there, 5 foot TVs in there. Uh, nice new facility. But why don't they just treat people better? I mean, you're a hospital. Why don't you find out what's wrong with my mind? Forget about your rehab with the physical therapy, with occupational therapy. Let's find out what's going on with my mind. Is that at least let me talk with a neurologist? I didn't even see a neurologist all the time that I was there. You would think that somebody would have gone over there. Okay, let's do some memory things. Let's see how bad this is. I'm gonna show you a number. You tell me what number that is. Show you two numbers. Tell me about this. Three numbers. Let's do three numbers. Four numbers. Let's see how the memory is. I'm gonna show you a word, and I'm gonna give you the definition. And in a little while, I'm gonna ask you for that word, and then I'm gonna ask you for the definition. Here goes the lyrics to your song. Can you tell me what this mean? What this word means? Is that so hard? Is that so very hard? No, but it's caring. I tell you something. There has to be more accountability for what's happening for these veterans. There's no way that this should be happening to veterans, man. There's no way that this should be happening to veterans, man. Because if something would have happened back then, 75, 76, when I was in the Navy, and we were training with the Iranian Navy, by the way, you know, if it would have been war back then, I might have died. Huh? How many people die in the military? A lot. And if you're gonna go to war, just Vietnam had just finished, and a couple of years away from storming Norman and all that, Afghanistan and Iraq, right? Well, they don't really care, not really, and it's already known out there because the people are telling me that they're gonna let me go in 3 days. Actually, they wanted to let me go the first day. At the first day, they didn't find anything, and I told the guy, I said, "Man, I don't feel right. Something's wrong, man." And 2 days ago, I was talking so slow, man. My son, I was talking to him, and he said, this is different, talking to you now. And my cousin, I'd be talking to him. He said, "Man, what's going on with you, man?" He said, "Just stop taking the medicines that you're taking." But they don't really care. So you gotta care. You gotta be your own best judge. They don't want to keep you alive. Not in no VA hospital. Maybe these other ones, they know that if they keep you alive, eventually you go back. As they get the repeat business. We want that repeat business. So keep them alive. They're not gonna keep me alive like they used to though, because I already got a DNR. And I'm gonna put DNR right here on my chest. It's not that I wanna die. I do wanna die, but I don't wanna help it. But I don't wanna chance it that I might meet somebody stupid like the Hillsborough County Fire Rescue guy who decided to do this to my arm and botch it up, and then I'd be a vegetable, or make the mistake of taking me to a VA hospital, and now all of a sudden I'm in a place that wants to kill me, but they might want to do it slowly. I don't know. So downstairs they had like 4 or 5 policemen, and I said, "Oh, here it comes any minute now. You're gonna throw me on the ground and yank that thing out of my arm illegally, illegally." Yeah, that's right. And they said, "Oh, we're not gonna do that." But we was outside. There was people coming and going. I had witnesses there. I had my cell phone recording, and poor Melissa, the nurse, she was over here. But let me just take it out. And I told her, I said, "No, no." I said, "They don't want me here. Fine, I'm going." And I even asked the question to the policeman: if a woman don't want you in the house, would you stay there? And I asked one after the other, and they all said, "No, I'm leaving." And one guy, he said, "Oh, I've done it." Who the heck stays in a place that you're not wanted? Now I know what you're saying. Well, Victor, ain't you in a place that you're not wanted? That's true. But I have no choice in the matter. I have no choice in the matter. Have you seen the rents? Have you seen the rents here in Brandon? Oh, you don't gotta live in Brandon. That's true. I'm happy anywhere. Men are the most content anywhere. You know. And why are you spending almost $100 to get a cell phone with Verizon? Well, like I said, I need something that has good signal, and the only good ones is going to be T-Mobile, which is just a little bit cheaper for one line. For one line, I ain't going to get multiple lines just to support people who don't really care about me. Hmm? And all that for nothing because there's no more customer service. Yesterday, I spent 2 hours. 2 hours. Look, we're at an hour and 40 minutes. Yesterday, I spent 2 hours on the phone with the people from Verizon. 2 hours. You would think that would have this issue resolved. I spoke with like 5 or 6 people, and finally, the last guy thought that I was asking for a claim for for, for a phone for a broken phone that I never had. Verizon sent me a phone, and it wouldn't charge. And then they sent me a phone with no plug. So I called up. I said, "Look, man, I don't got no plug, and this phone doesn't seem to be charging up." I went out. I purchased the phone cord. I purchased the plug, and it's not plugging up anywhere. And I know it's working because I plug in my other phone and it's charging okay. And I'm able to see it because sometimes these cables, if you get real messed up cables, they'll charge the phone, but they won't. You can't transfer files. So sometimes the cable is good for both, and those are the good cables. Like this cable I got here. So, yeah, I put in the Uber. I said, let's go over here to Advent Hospital, which is right up the block from VA Hospital. We go over there, and the driver got lost, man. A couple of blocks, man. He took me like I don't know what the heck happened. I think he took me like to the main entrance instead of taking me to the emergency room entrance. And I was so tired. I mean, we were outside. We were outside trying to. I couldn't get the app to load. I couldn't get my credit card in there. The Uber app wasn't working properly. I had to do it on Lyft, and the policeman was over here acting like a jerk, acting like a pure jerk. The same one who said, "Yeah, I did it." When I asked, "Would you stay in the house with a woman that don't want you?" Same. Oh, you sure you put in the app that you want the car? Maybe you just want attention. And I said, "Man, you don't really think I want to stay here, do you?" How stupid some of these people. That's why cops get hurt. That's why cops get hurt. Sometimes they say stupid things, and then a person who's just a little bit more crazier than me will do something a little bit more crazier than I would do. Watch what you're saying, stupid. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I got. Yeah, I'm just coming out of the hospital. Did they really check to see what I had in my bag? No. Oh no, no. They're supposed to check what I had in my bag, but we're talking about the VA here. They don't got metal detectors going in there or out. They don't have you know This is the VA. This is like the basement. This is like the dollar store. There you go. Dollar store doctors and dollar store hospital. No, well, let me see. You got Family Tree, Walmart. It's a Walmart hospital. That doesn't sound right. Let me see. We'll go with the H. Homeless. Home. This is a homeless hospital because you got to be in tough condition to go over there to freaking VA, man. I don't know why I was liking it. I mean, I got to admit, they, they 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 took me when I couldn't even walk. That I got the double stroke, and they got me out of there. All right, I was walking a little gimpy, but at least I was walking. And grateful of it. Grateful. So that's it, man. The Lyft driver came or whatever Uber, and we went to Advent Hospital, and then I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna have some water because I was we had spent so much time outside and it was pretty humid outside. And then and of course the stupid cop, he was out there. I said, why don't you? I said, why don't you look at you can go just inside the elevator, just inside the sliding door, and you can see me from there. And not me. I got to stay out here. And he was like, no, I can't do that. Like if I'm gonna run away, if I put his video on there, I already know the music that I'm gonna put on there. That music that they always put like when people are stupid. I know what you're probably thinking, Victor. You're insulting. How does this, how does this glorify God? It doesn't. I'm just telling you the truth of what happened. Okay, at least what I remember. Hmm? And I want to get it done on film before I forget. Not film, make a video recording of this before I forget. So that this way, when I get a lawyer, and then maybe a lawyer won't take this case. I'll just take my small claims court. Still get a couple of thousand out of it, I'm sure. Maybe a lawyer might. Maybe I might get a new lawyer who's looking to open up his own business. He's hungry, you know. Get that Saul Goodman type of guy, who's willing to take cases for like $700 and represent three three guys for whatever. And I gotta make jokes out of it because if not, I'll start crying, man. I gotta do these. I gotta do these. I gotta do these. It's called the 5 stages of grief. Hopefully, these doctors will find out what the story is. At least I got to go to Brandon Hospital, and at least the doctor there, young guy, Asian. I don't know. Dang, what's his name? Dang. And the one that was gonna be in charge after him was Gwyn. Now that guy I know because I was Brandon Hospital before, and he was the only one who said yes, your injuries look like it was. It looks like somebody jumped on your back and beat you up, according to what I read. The only one. No other doctor, with would say, "Yep, you were beaten up or whatever," it's different because you got injuries on front and back, so it's different uh, from what's normal. If you fall down, you might have injuries on one side, right? Or the side that you fell down on, but you're not gonna have injuries all around your body. And a compression of the T9 and T10, the boy just jumped on my back. It just started going to town. I lost consciousness, and that's it. And Hillsborough County is not, the sheriff department can't be everywhere. So I got to defend myself. When I get another friend who's telling me, hey, I'm selling guns. Hey, I'm selling a crossbow, and the next guy who comes unannounced might get a surprise. I don't know. I got to defend myself. Wouldn't you defend yourself in your own place? I didn't know who that was yesterday. Luckily, I was awake, and I still got put in handcuffs. But that's gonna be another story, man. I've already been doing this now for almost 2 hours, but at least you got the whole story of what happened at the hospital. And people saying, "Oh, well, the AMA is against medical advice. You leave. That counts against you. Counts what? What do we? What, what is gonna affect my credit score? what what is it? What is it affecting? And what exactly are we talking about? Oh, they're gonna put you down as a terrible patient. So, well, hold it. Aren't patients supposed to be terrible? I mean, we're not going to no hospital because we're happy. This ain't no comedy club. This ain't going to no restaurant to wine and dine. These people get you up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take blood. 5:30, you are up because they're already checking your vitals, giving you the worst possible meal that you can have. Because when you're diabetic, give the person some non-gluten bread. They got non-gluten pizza, non-gluten bread, basmati rice. Give a person a choice. Put them on a real diabetic. You know, give them fruit. Okay, the fruit is gonna have a little fructose, but still, man, don't be giving them anything and call it a diet. That's not even good. 2,000 calories. Now, one thing in there that was, and I gotta eat something. What am I gonna do? I mean, restaurants also. A lot of these restaurants. I went to CC's Pizza. I said, man, listen, you people got all these pizza. You got a non-gluten pizza? Lady said, no. I said, but with so many people got that. She said, no, we don't do it. We just don't do it. You figure a place like them, maybe cost them a couple of pennies extra to do a non-gluten pizza. But what can I say? That's the world we live in. They don't care. They don't see it as an expansion. Very little control in my left arm, so I bang it up against the furniture or whatever. So anyway, that's what's happening in the hospital. And as you can see, I already started trying to make a spreadsheet here, but I didn't finish it. That's the story of my life. I start things that don't end it. Got the HDD. I cry here, so maybe bipolar. I feel real down, so maybe depression. I try to keep positive. Try to keep talking about Jesus. And like I said before, I know my theology is wrong. I know it. but that's my truth. You know, I mean, my feelings are true. Those are my feelings. They may not be correct 100%, but I guess I don't have the faith you have. I guess I'm not as Christian as you. That's why God hasn't healed me or allowed me to look at the few scripture verses that say you're already healed or by your stripes you're healed, putting it like in a past tense. Nah, I'm not that super Christian like you. Oh, God bless you.